This audio is to program your mind so that you will have more control over your time. Most of us, including myself, have a natural tendency to procrastinate and get sidetracked. Successful people recognize that they have this tendency and have learned ways to discipline themselves in order to get more accomplished in less time, and for this reason, this audio is designed to help you to become the unstoppable person you want to be by installing new habits that will help you to get a lot more accomplished each day, especially by listening to this program for several consecutive days and practicing the suggestions, because by doing so, you will notice you're becoming more productive, achieving far more in less time. Now, please find a place where you won't be disturbed and you can rest comfortably, sitting or lying down with your eyes closed. Now go ahead and rest comfortably. Close your eyes and just use your imagination and picture or visualize that you are in the most beautiful place outside, somewhere perhaps in nature. It can be a real or imaginary place, a place you've been, or perhaps somewhere you'd like to visit, somewhere where you are completely safe and protected. Maybe you can envision the sun is out and there are soft, puffy white clouds in the sky. The weather is just perfect, and you are enjoying the gentle sunlight, warming and relaxing your muscles. Just continue to allow yourself to relax as you open your mind. That's right. And let that wonderful feeling inside you grow and expand so that all your cares, problems, and concerns just drift far away. And imagine now that the sunlight is melting away all the tension and tightness away from your head. The sunlight is melting all the tension around your scalp, forehead, eyes, cheeks, and jaw. And your jaw is parted slightly, teeth not quite touching. And now the sunlight melts away all the tension in your neck, and the sides of the neck, and the back of the neck. And feel that warmth now moving down into your shoulders. And allow your shoulders to just drop down slightly as you imagine all the tension and tightness just melt away. All your cares and problems seem to drift away, and you allow yourself to just melt into the deepest level of relaxation that you can find all the way deep inside. It feels so good to relax, to let go, and feel so peaceful, so calm. It feels so wonderful as this wave of relaxation moves down into your chest and stomach, loosening all these muscles, and feeling the soothing relaxation as it melts away all the tension and tightness in your back, all the way from the upper back down to the lower back. Now you enjoy the sunlight melting away all the tension in your arms, from your upper arms down to the lower arms, all the way to your hands and fingers, so relaxed, loose, and limp. Now feel that wonderful wave of relaxation Move down into your hips and continue down your legs, the thighs, the calves, the ankles, the feet, even your toes, all relaxing now. Your entire body now is feeling so loose and limp. You feel just like a rag doll. In fact, you feel so relaxed, you may feel as if you're just sinking down into the surface beneath you. Or perhaps you feel very light, almost as if you relaxed a bit more than just a moment ago. It might seem like you're floating, or maybe you just feel completely content. Your body and mind so happy that you are just relaxing for a while, just letting go, feeling so good while you continue to relax. Just allow your mind to accept any of the following suggestions that are helpful to you so that you can be more in charge of your time and reach your goals more quickly. As you're listening, just imagine, visualize, or think of yourself practicing the actions in your mind. Now, in the past, you have written down your important goals, perhaps a few times, perhaps on some sheets of paper or some post-it notes, or maybe while texting them. Now, based on these goals you keep, or the list of priorities and action steps, you likely review these lists often to make sure that your daily tasks are in line with moving you forward toward your goals. And you base your to-do list on your goals and priorities. You start a new habit of making a revised list at the end of each workday. You move anything you did not accomplish on the new list if you decide that it is still important. You add any new tasks that have come up that need to be completed, and you realize that by taking just a few minutes to plan, you will save at least 1 or 2 hours or more in wasted time. The next day you make your list by putting the most important goals on top, and you ask, which tasks, when completed, will have the biggest impact on moving you closer to your goal? You also ask yourself, is there anything that is not important that I can drop off the list altogether? If so, you drop it, and then you ask, is there anything that I don't have to do myself, that I can delegate to someone else? If so, you delegate it, and you decide what is the most critical item from the to-do list. And you make a decision that you will start with this most important task in the morning. Before you leave, you clean up your work area and have everything ready that you will need to get started on this task as soon as you come into the office, wherever that may be. Tomorrow, you remember the 80-20 rule, where 20% of your tasks are responsible for 80% of your success, and you are learning to distinguish between what is truly important and what is not. And you ask yourself, what is really important? And you are very clear about what tasks are your top priority, and you always do them first. And you are careful not to get sidetracked with the busy work, and you remember that in the past, when you focus on the little tasks and avoided the important ones, that it only seemed like you were getting a lot done. You realize now that the less important tasks do not significantly move you toward your goals, and you resist temptation to clear up the little tasks first and you tell yourself the little things can always wait. And you know that completing one or two key tasks is more important, more productive than completing 10 smaller, less important tasks. Therefore, you find a way to get started and push forward, and you stay focused on the top 20% of your tasks, the ones that will move you much closer toward your goals. You always find ways to get the most important things done first, and you recognize that the most important tasks are the ones that you might tend to procrastinate on if you let yourself. When you find yourself avoiding an important task, you are honest with yourself and figure out what might be holding you back from diving in. Is it perhaps a lack of confidence? Is it a lack of skill? Is it perhaps too overwhelming? Well, the creative part of you loves to figure out how you can just do it anyways. And so you find clever ways to make yourself do it. You could decide to give yourself a reward when you complete it. You could set up a meeting with a colleague to brainstorm ideas if it's an area that you are not skilled in. You could ask someone for help, or you could sign up for a class. You could find ways to make the job easier, such as by breaking it up into smaller tasks. And you realize that work will expand to fill the time available to get it done. So therefore, you find ways to give yourself a deadline, and you mark them on your calendar. Perhaps you tell someone you will have it done for them by a certain day. You block out time to do your important tasks, and you save the little things, like answering email or listening to the news or listening to Facebook or chatting with colleagues or surfing the net or returning non-urgent calls for later in the day. And you block out time so that you can focus on your work and limit distractions. You close your door and turn off your phone and close your email. And you discipline yourself to start doing the most important tasks first each day. When the thought of doing something less important enters your mind, you think first things first. Like other successful people, you are learning to delay gratification by focusing on the future you want to create. You know that unsuccessful people focus on now or immediate gratification. They take breaks and chat with colleagues a little too long and just do the minimum to get by. And these are the people who tend to be unhappy with their lives. You, on the other hand, are always focused on the long term, and therefore you create more and more success in your life. You focus on what is most important, the bigger picture, and you do whatever it takes to get things done and move forward. Each day you take care of yourself, and you realize that it is important to take care of your body, and you get enough sleep each night. You take at least one full day off each week, and you make time to exercise, and you eat healthy foods, and you limit your alcohol and sugar and fat from your diet. And people love to talk and will take up your time if you let them. So you kindly set boundaries with others, and you can let people know about the blocks of time when you request not to be disturbed. And so when people call or stop by and you are in the middle of something important, you can let them know how much time you have. For example, you could say, "I only have about 10 minutes. Would that be enough time? Or would you like to set up another time to talk?" When you think about how you spend your time during work hours and after work hours, are there any things that you really don't want to do? Sometimes we feel obligated to keep attending meetings or activities that really aren't that important to us. And so you review how you want to spend your time, and you make any changes that are needed, and you use your in-between time productively. And you can listen to audiobooks while driving, or while you're working out, you can remember to bring a book with you wherever you go, so that when you have to sit and wait somewhere, you'll have something productive to do. Whenever you fly, you can bring things to read, work on, or listen to in the airport and on the plane. Now, listen as I say the following statements and imagine that you are saying them to yourself at the same time. My time is valuable. I respect my time and expect others to do the same. I recognize the value of being here and now. Give my full attention to my current task. And I recognize my preferred productive times of the day and set my schedule accordingly. I recognize my preferred work style and arrange my schedule accordingly. I look for ways to save time. I invest in tools that help me save time. I ask myself which task is really most important. I create each day. I dive into the most important task first. I think first things first, and I take charge of my schedule. I know the little things can wait, and I drop the unimportant things off of my list. I delegate when I can. The creative part of me figures out how to get it done, and I stay focused on my goals. I say no to things that are not important, and I block out time for my important tasks, and I use my time effectively, and I make time to sleep, relax, and have fun. I eat healthy and find time to exercise. I take time to enjoy the success I create. I take charge of my life. I do what I need to do no matter what. I focus on getting the results I want. I break larger tasks into smaller steps. I am learning ways to motivate myself. I always have time to do the most important things. I look for the solution to every problem. I am creative in getting things done. I say no to anything that is not important. I have a do it now attitude. I take charge of my time. I am focused and persistent and consistent, and I persevere until it gets done. I keep the end result in mind. I practice my new success habits every day. I get more and more done each day. I imagine my successful future. I daydream about achieving my goals. And you can feel these statements being firmly embedded in your subconscious mind, where they will grow stronger and stronger every day. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I say the number 5, you will awaken feeling refreshed, energized, and motivated. 1. Aware of your body and your breathing. 2. You now manage your time effectively. 3. You get more and more done in less time. 4. Achieving phenomenal results in the work that you do. And 5. Feeling refreshed, fantastic, wide awake, and feeling great, ready to enjoy another day.